All right, welcome to the Friday night recap. We're back after the area round. We didn't get the weather they had down in Houston, which is good because we're here on time. Otherwise, Kenny'd still be at a game. Diggs would be sitting in traffic, and God knows where I'll be. I'll be running around looking for an umbrella. But the theme of the night was the number 4 for turnovers. Teams that got caused 4 turnovers seem to win their games and win them by a lot, and that's exactly what happened in a lot of our games. But we had some good ones. We had some nice comfortable margins of victory, style points that Dixie loves. I know that much for some of these teams, especially one that he was in an argument about for all day yesterday and the day before about why he thought they were on the brink of something trouble, and then they come out and win 72-7, the team that we're talking about. But let's talk about some of the games that we were at. And before we get to the scoreboard, I know, Kenny, you were out there at Standards. You tell us a little bit about that Coppell-Berkner game. Coppell-Richardson.
Yeah, pretty much went the way I kind of thought it was going to go. I thought that Coppell had an advantage in the trenches on both sides of the trenches against Richardson here tonight. And with Richardson kind of being one-dimensional, just rushing the football, that really played into Coach Wiley's hands. I thought he can load up against the run, force them in third and longs, which Richardson, that's not their strength to get, obviously. A very efficient game for Ziegelman here tonight. I think he was 239 yards, 3 TDs, no turnovers. Dylan McAfee had 2 TDs and 67 yards rushing the football for Coppell. And the Anini guy, he had 4 receptions for 102 yards in a TD. I thought they were just extremely balanced from the opening kick throughout. I've never thought that they were in doubt in that game. Now, I will give Richardson credit. I thought that they tried to keep the ball away from Coppell in this game, and I thought that was huge for them. But they just didn't have enough manpower, in the end to overcome it. And just look at what Coach Wiley's done in the last 3 years. I mean, it's an amazing transformation, and his win-loss record is incredible. And he even said it tonight at the end of the game. He had a more talented team last year, but this team will go farther in the playoffs.
Well, they look
at least as far.
Exactly.
Yeah, at least as far.
Because they probably got North Crowley again, right? Dixie, your game sounded like it was ridiculous.
It was a phenomenal game of the night. And, I feel like I keep saying this, Ward, that when I feel like I've seen it all, something else happens. The ending scene was something out of a movie. You couldn't script it. We had basically Commerce was trying to run out the clock. They had 18 seconds
Commerce
left.
Pilot Point, by the way.
Commerce Pilot Point. 18 seconds left in the game. Back and forth all night. Just 1-score, 2-score game. Just going back and forth. Commerce was trying to get a safety. They were trying to run out the clock, get a safety so they could kick it off, and probably because Pilot Point, a run-based offense, had two shots down the field, that was their goal. So they got a holding call in the end zone, but for whatever reason, Aiden Brown, the quarterback for Commerce, broke a couple of tackles, and I guess he thought in his head, quarterback instinct kicked in, that he could make a first down. And he actually got pushed out at the 5-yard line. So Pilot Point declined the safety and got the ball at the 5-yard line with 4 seconds left and had one play to try to tie the game. They did not get it. It was incomplete. And Commerce survives and advances an absolute crazy ending, 54-47.
I can't even comprehend that, especially if they ended up losing the game on that. I don't know how you even get on the bus there and just think about how that's a lot of thinking to do. That's wild. You always know how to pick them, man. Whenever he picks a game, something crazy happens.
Now, Diggsy, if they would have called the safety, how much time would they have had left after the free kick?
5 seconds.
None, because there have been 4 seconds left. So they wanted to have that kickoff be the last play of the game. They completely set it up perfectly, but the quarterback just had instincts. I mean, you see it open up. You're like, well, I'm going to go make a play. And he was running around the end zone. They killed about 14 seconds because he kept breaking tackles. And instead of just going down, he went off and got knocked off at the 5-yard line. Pilot Point had one chance. Didn't take it. Commerce with a big play to end the game, but that was an amazing ending to an amazing game.
Then I went and saw Waxahachie and North Forney, which, to be honest with you, what I learned the most about, I have no clue how North Forney came back against Longview, because it's just not a team that can come back. It's not built to come back, but they made 4 turnovers. The Indians' defense was incredible, and Taylor Furlow Strange, 204 yards. He just helped them run out the clock in the second half, just ground and pound that thing. And that's how they held them off. I mean, Ledson Bay made one decent run, and the rest was three turnovers, 3 picks. They just couldn't get a go. 3 picks, and he fumbled one. So all the four turnovers came from him. I know he's kicking himself for that, but Waxahachie moves on. All right, you want to run some scores or what's going on?
Well, people want to know what my favorite Thanksgiving food is. So banana pudding and high school football.
He'll eat that up. He loves to eat up that high school football. Oh, I had a tough break there for Lake Ridge, man. They lost on a field goal there. I believe it was with 2:11 off. I know you tweeted out something that was a walk-up, but I think there's like 2 minutes left in the game when he kicked it. It was still a great game for for Deshaun Edwards, but, man, it just comes up short. And like you said in your tweets, Dixie, Permian, don't get too cocky. You got to come back over here and deal with Allen. We know how you dealt with Plano. Seems like 6A can handle you pretty well. So we'll see how that works out.
Yeah, remember Allen and Plano was 56-0.
Right.
Just to give a little bit of context there.
And Plano beat Permian, so let's do the if-and deal, and that's what we're going to have there. Let's move on, shall we? Because that North Crowley game's tomorrow. Duncanville, the interesting stat in Duncanville, 9 different people ran the ball. And I know one was in garbage time after they got up, but a good 7 of them were running it. So they're giving it to everybody to run the ball. They'll figure out who they play tomorrow, but an impressive win by Duncanville. They held another team, just like Longview did, held Heath to like 150 yards total offense, which is hard to do. We talked about the Waxahachie game. And is it Grand Oaks game tomorrow, or is that just we don't know the final yet?
I think it's tomorrow, but I could be wrong.
No, you're probably right. I'm just concentrating on DFW. You got any comments on our winners?
Suffocating. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was going to say suffocating defense again for Duncanville. Seems like they're getting their defense right for the stretch run again. I mean, if they can hold you can hold Heath to 6 points, that's pretty impressive this time of year. And I mean, if they can just keep getting that defense getting right, we don't have to worry about who's the quarterback for Duncanville, will we?
Well, we won't, but a shout out to the moms of Duncanville for holding your ground. Mamas in Duncanville, you are the MVPs of this game. Salute, Duncanville moms. I think it was 21-6.
Thanks, man.
Okay, they had a weather delay in there.
I think it was 21-6 at halftime, Duncanville.
Oh, he just wanted to say 6-7. He's just trying to pull you into the old 6-7 deal.
I like
He's
that.
playing with you, man. He's playing with you. But Ant-Man's right there for me because he knows what the weather's like down there right now. Some games are going on right now. Well, I mean, that one in Willis, Tomball is still going on. All right, let's talk about 6A Division 2, Region 1. Byron Nelson handled their business.
Yes.
Denton Geyer handled their business. South Lake Carroll handled their business. And Prosper handled their business. All in convincing fashion. How about South Lake Carroll beating themselves? Oh, wait. No, we're switching it to Toledo Central. 72-7. I mean, you can run the stats down if you want to. 729 yards total offense for South Lake. And they got the 4 turnover, which is what you need to win games today. Is get 4 turnovers. It's an easy win. Byron Nelson with the crushing win there. Denton Geyer they held Jesuit to 15 total yards rushing. So that's – I know it's not their bag to run the ball that much, but you got to run for more than 15. And another 5 touchdown performance for Prosper's Braden Imhoff, which is good for me in fantasy stuff.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Can we say chalk? I think that's what it was. Chalk that went in very impressive fashion. I think I saw a stat where South Lake Carroll given up the first TD they've given up since mid-October. So,
wow.
Not bad. Not
and
bad.
Our Prosper South Lake Carroll fans, when you want to go ahead and throw up a comment on where the game is next week and what time and what day. I got to figure this out, man. Let's go.
At Choctaw. I've already heard it's at Choctaw.
Okay, well, there we go. What time?
I don't know. We'll get a triple header or something.
So that's a start, man. That's a very good start.
We're getting there for you. The only other one I've seen as well is Anna and Melissa's going to be at the Star on Saturday. So that's another one that's come across. But again, Byron Nelson, absolute dominance. Denton Geyer defense, that's going to be a styles clash coming up in the 3rd round. South Lake Harold Prosper is just going to be cinema. I feel like Riley Dodge heard my commentary on style points and decided he'd give me a little style points this week. So they're listening, Lord. They are
listening. Actually, Geyer and Byron Nelson's going to be at Northwest ISD Friday night. I just don't know what time yet. They're going to do it.
Somebody give us a Davis Penn stats line. That would be great.
Yeah,
I'd like to know.
It was under 100 yards. Otherwise, it would have stuck out for me. So I don't think he had to run that much. DeSoto, how about DeSoto getting their lick back there, Dixie, in a big way? 60-28, thanks to, and I know his pops listens to this joint, so I'm going to tell it right now. Sherrod Baker is in EFFECT. He's a smooth operator operating correctly. That dude, 376, 371, actually 71 yards, 5 touchdowns. Shout out to Sherrod Baker. You've been calling for him since week like 3 or 4, Dixie. And, man, did he carry him through Longview, and they just destroyed him. They're going to play College Park. That game's actually going to be in Austin on Friday afternoon at 3 o'clock. Forney's going to be taking on – we have a final there, or we just –
No, that's just the current score.
That's just the current score. That game's
weather
actually
delay.
That game will actually be at the Star as well on Friday, whoever wins that game. But Forney, another 300-yard rusher. The Notre Dame commit, Javian Osborne, carrying him to the finish line with 308 yards. Unbelievable rushing from those from Division II, Region II.
You also had 5 TDs too.
Let's talk about Forney and their blowing of leads, because this game was 35-10 at halftime, and it ended up 48-44. Harker Heights briefly took the lead in the fourth quarter. I'm getting a little bit nervous about this. I think if the brackets were flipped and we had College Park versus Forney, I think I would probably be going for the Houston team just based on what y'all have told me about College Park.
Mm-hmm.
But they get the harder road, and we don't know who's winning. Just to be clear again, this is the 27-26 fourth quarter score, not final. But if it is final, the spreadsheet needs something. So we put Tomball in there right now, and I picked Tomball to win. So that's what my thing. But I think Forney against either Willis or Tomball should be a little bit of a favorite. But man, they got to quit blowing these 4-score leads. You can't be doing that, Ward.
I wouldn't say there would be a favorite in that one.
Do we have a final? Somebody has posted the final. Do we know who Coy Davis is? That
I don't know Coy Davis.
That's
but
Willis.
Coy Davis says Willis scored and got a 2-point conversion. I can verify that at some point today and figure it out. At some point tonight. But from now, let's leave it as it is.
Well, we'll give them the win. You know, what you talking about, Willis? I can change it just like that.
I mean, that's a good thing. If it's at the Star, you got two of the best. You have the best player in Texas, Jermaine Bishop for Willis, coming up to the Star to play one of the best in Javian Osborne. That's actually a Star power game. That's, I mean, on Friday, you can't beat that. I don't know what time it's going to be, but it will be at the Star.
You're just excited about getting a double dip.
Well, that is, you don't have to give away the goods, but yeah, that's what I'm doing. I love the 2-for-1s. Denton Ryan, guess what Denton Ryan got today, buddy? They got 4 turnovers, so they win the game. Richland put up 70, and was that a bigger win than you expected, Diggs?
No, I mean, I told you I thought it was going to be kind of like the Wyatt game was last week, and this was almost verbatim like the Wyatt game last week.
And then
I think the Metroplex likes going out west. I think the Metroplex likes going out west. They got healthy.
Yeah, they did get healthy. Congrats to Arlington Heights, man. First time out of the second round since 1970-something. That's just a great accomplishment. Again, if I had a little bit of help from some of my guys, I would have been out of Abilene this whole week. I'd be doing the show from Abilene, but no kind of support. Let me not cry about that.
And again, let's give a shout out to Fort Worth ISD. This is their second year with 2 different teams that they've got a team to the third round. We had Benbrook last year in Arlington Heights, and you know these are the small wins that Fort Worth ISD needs. I can't remember the last time Dallas ISD, other than SOC, were winning playoff games. So that's big for Fort Worth ISD. And if you look at the way that Amarillo Tascosa played Aledo, it was a dominant win, to be clear, for Aledo and Tascosa. But Arlington Heights plays a similar style. They can just run. And, you know, if they can maybe compress the game, I'm not saying they're going to pull an upset off Aledo, but I just don't think they're going to get 80 burgered like Saginaw did.
Yeah, but it's playing to an Aledo didn't run another matchup, just like this is playing to Lone Star of Highland Park. Before we go too far on that one, I want to play a little game called Guess Who Won the Game. One team had 240 total yards, one had 215 total yards. Seems like it'd be a close matchup. But your scoreboard says the guy with 215 yards won 35-6. So West Mesquite grudged it out. And why? 4 turnovers West Mesquite caused, and they must have got him in some favorable positions on the other side of the field because they pulled that thing out. Lone Star avoids the upset. we were worried about them getting an upset, and they went ahead and win by 3 scores. And then Jaden Maples showed up for Wakeland. He threw for 390 yards and 4 touchdowns. They edge out Cedar Park. I'm sure, Diggs, you'll be hearing from the Wakeland crew at some point because he just popped him behind Reedy. Now he's going to pop him back in because Reedy got blown out by 35. Me and Kenny with it. No, nothing from Diggs, so take over, Kenny.
And think about this, Diggs, with the Reedy game. It's 14-10 at halftime.
Right.
And it's a close game, right? I mean, we're all thinking, all right, they get the ball first out of the second half. No. Third quarter explosion for Highland Park. They got right real quick. Buck hit Cash Tanner for one, and he had Matthew White at the running back, had a great 38-yard TD there at the start of the third quarter. I thought was the key to the game there. And as Ward and I both said on the sidelines last night, if Highland Park could get any semblance of a running game, they're going to be really tough out going down the stretch. But they have to commit to it. Not sure.
Problem with Highland Park, though, is that their defense, they beat a very meager, badly beat up Frisco Reedy team. So the defense looked a little bit better. I think Wakeland is going to push them, and Wakeland has that puncher's chance because at times they have a good enough offense to where they can maybe go score for score against Highland Park. So that's going to be an interesting matchup, given that Wakeland's got a pretty good defense and an okay offense, and Highland Park's got an elite level offense and just an okay defense. But again, that West Mesquite, I felt like I needed to get West Mesquite an apology because I picked Midlothian. But now with the turnovers, I'm just gonna shame Midlothian. Midlothian can't do me like that. 4 turnovers, come on.
Can we say one other thing? Can we say one quick thing for Frisco Reedy? Coach Cole did a hell of a job coaching this year. I mean, the graduation he had last year, and then the scrimmage that Ward and I went to against Heritage at the beginning of the year. For them to be in the second round of the playoffs, it's a stunner to me.
And I love the fact that freshman Lincoln Horn was on the sidelines after every drive right there for his quarterback as a freshman, giving him any kind of knowledge that he has, talking him through it. There's some news here. We got a little Aledo versus Arlington Heights at Crowley ISD at 1. I'm going to stick Pat Doney on that one because he's looking for a Friday morning game. Anyway, in this Region 2, we went out and took care of business out there in West Texas in a big way.
You're not allowed to talk like that, Ward.
Why
Can't
not?
say we.
We? Oh, that's right. I'm supposed to not being unbiased. The Dub, DF Dub, except for Anna, had a little bit of a struggle there with Palo Duro. They came back on him a little bit, but Ace Trailer really came up with 188 yards and a touchdown. Melissa took care of business easily. Cam Newton, another 5-touchdown day. They kind of shut that thing down after the half. And another great game from McGuire Gasperson, who threw for 322 and 6 touchdowns. And they got 4 turnovers. And that's what helped them get that 77 joint. I'm telling you, that's the theme. 4 turnovers is the way to go that time of year. Your thoughts on these second-round games, Kenny? You've seen some of these before.
Yes, the arena football theme is out in left Texas. It seems like, Anna, like you said, Anna had a little bit of a struggle, but we thought Anna might have a little bit of struggle with them losing their great wide receiver, not being in and out. I think that has taken a little bit of the explosiveness away from them. But Melissa, if we look at the last few scores Melissa's put up lately, man, they put up a lot of points here lately. They're getting right at the right time. Argyle, we knew that was going to be just a beat down when it come down there. Caldwell and Gasperson seem to be locked in like Emhoff and Lexerley, so it's the same thing. But, man, it's just that everybody got right out of left Texas for sure.
Yeah, I feel like Argyle has kind of taken it up to that next gear. 56-0 on Lovejoy, 77-35 over Abilene Cooper. They have been here. They've been to the regional. They've won the region last year. They played South Oak Cliff several times over the last year. So 4-5 deep is just kind of the Argyle standard. And I feel like they've got into the next gear lately. We kind of predicted these were going to be the games. Rematch with Melissa and Anna. And then the first place teams, Argyle and Walnut Grove. That's really going to be the main event out of that region. Just some fantastic games for Thanksgiving weekend.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. All right, let's talk about Sock Taro. I want to hear your thoughts on how Taro may be able to compete with Sock. I'm eager to hear where that game is. Ant-Man, keep throwing it to me, guys. Figure it out and tell me. And how about Midlothian Heritage? 2 wins over
Yeah.
Texas High this year. I didn't think they'd get 1, and they got 2. 45-41. They scored late in that game. I think 9 seconds left or something like that. No, it was a 9-yard run with like 30 seconds left to pull that thing out. And now they get their reward is P&G, but they just played a tough team. So why don't you try another one without a quarterback?
Yeah, I mean, it's a burst of time to catch P&G, isn't it? I mean, you got your backup quarterback and they're playing. It is the right time. Now, this time last week, we weren't saying that.
No,
but it's the right time now.
They look like they did just fine this week, but South Oak Cliff Terrell is going to be cinema. It's going to be a fun game. And Terrell, again, runs the right kind of offense. If you're going to create an offense that has a chance, you're either going to have the athletes like Richmond Randall, North Shore that can just go blow for blow, or you can take the offense where you can just try to get 4 yards at a chunk, keep moving down the field. They're a very disciplined team. They're not going to make a lot of turnovers and get behind the sticks. So Terrell definitely has the formula, and it worked for Mount Pleasant for about 18 minutes. We'll see if Terrell can do it for 48, because that's definitely a different task.
Yeah, that's going to be a fun one.
We haven't talked much about Midlothian Heritage. They've had a nice year. They've kind of flown under the radar a little bit, haven't they?
They got 300 yards rushing in that game. So.
Well, listen to that team. Terrell is kind of what took them off the
they got them off the radar there. Yeah. All right, let's take a look at 4A Division I, Region 1, Stephenville with the big win over Dumas. They advanced to play Canyon Randall. West Plains and Canyon are taking off the top, so we're getting closer to a West Plains Stephenville matchup. Yes. There's something for you. Confirmed thing from Matt Stepp. Who's this Matt Stepp 3598? I got to know what those numbers are. I can't put stuff up there if I don't know what the 3, the 5, 9, and the 8 means. Some sort of code. And that's his PIN. Somebody take that man's debit card. That's his PIN number, 3598. It's got to be. But talk to me, Diggs. You're about ready to say something. Give it to me.
I mean, one more week. We got to wait till the games get good. We got to say goodbye to the Canyons, Randall and Canyon, get to West Plains and Stephenville. That's going to be everything we wanted it to be. But this, on the other hand, a little bit more interesting.
It is very interesting. Did you see that Springtown game? Springtown pulls it off 49. Now, they went with Panther Creek with an injured Donovan Webb, but still they ended up pulling it off. Big win. They stay undefeated. They're going to get Alvarado, which is in a tussle with Sulphur Springs. Neil Beasley there with his Country Roads camera taking care of things. Salina, Eastern Hills was 13-8 early on. Real early.
It's gone.
Exactly. And then the thing was over. So Salina, big win for Salina. Great night for Nolan. Who's Nolan? So Nolan had a great night. Follow that up with his last name.
How about Nolan?
Great night.
Were you guys surprised at the score from Alvarado and Sulphur Springs being as close as it looks? Now, I don't have the flow of the game, obviously, but I thought that was a little closer than I anticipated it being.
I thought it was going to be close. I think they've adapted to that backup quarterback at Sulphur Springs to make it a close game.
There are definitely some people out there who thought Sulphur Springs was going to beat Alvarado. So, I mean, it was a true 50-50 game, kind of like the Springtown Panther Creek. And now they get each other. I don't know where you put Springtown, Alvarado, maybe at Crowley or something. Then tomorrow at Munson Stadium in Decatur, or not Decatur, Denison. Decatur, Denison. You got Paris and Decatur at Denison Saturday afternoon DFW game. I think it's the only DFW game in the area on Saturday. So the winner of that will take on Salina. Salina should. The interesting part is the top half of the bracket. So Springtown Alvarado is going to be a phenomenal game. Maybe Crowley ISD game. We'll find out.
Springtown had 590 yards of offense. So Porcupines are playing some good ball.
Yes, they are.
Eagle Mountain lost in football, but they won a state title in volleyball tonight. So we'll give one of these. Give an attaboy or an attagirl. Glen Rose lost. What do you think about the Glen Rose loss to Seminole, Dixie?
Disappointed. I wanted to see Glen Rose and Graham beating Lubbock Liberty. I think was at least a computer upset. I hadn't had a chance to see Lubbock Liberty, but they're part of that. They pulled off the Lubbock Cooper kids to get over there with Lubbock Liberty. That's kind of where the new school was growing. But Midland Greenwood with a dominant win, and again, we're just kind of waiting for Midland Greenwood and Brock. Both of those should be big favorites going into next week.
Beat goes on for Brock.
I thought I saw Diggs or Step had Crum winning that game. Maybe I was wrong. I thought I saw him winning, but no, Athens takes
Athens won in overtime.
Overtime, okay. They beat him in overtime. Tough break. Another big game for Case and Malpin for Sunnyvale, where he ran for 230 and threw and ran for 3 touchdowns. Pleasant Grove takes out Canton. Yeah, you're a guy. You're a guy. And Carthage, that big bad East Texas team came in and took care of Sanger. I'm telling you, I always say this on our podcast. When them East Texas boys come to town, that's like Debo coming on Friday. You're gonna come and take your jewelry, man. Here they come.
Just a request. Come on, Pleasant Grove, Carthage. Come on out here for Digsy. Just bring it out here. Triangulate. I know it makes no sense otherwise, but y'all have done crazier things. So it's the winner of Carthage versus Pleasant Grove to win this region.
Yep.
Yes, absolutely.
Peaster in a battle, but they get the shutout, 16-0. Jen Ned takes on Paradise. You an apology to Paradise, I think. Diggs. I think you said some not so supportive things to him. And then
I talked about style points with them too, and they decided, okay, we're not going to give up another point for a couple of weeks. We're just going to give Diggs what he wants. Peaster was look at this! Look at this!
There it is! Oh my gosh! Yeah, there's 3 words. I got to deal with McKinney again. How about
that? There we go.
Out of the 3 of us, guess which one won't be there? Listen, I'm out of the 3 of us. Guess who won't be there? And
I'll be there.
I will not be there. I'll both of you. I ain't taking a look at East Texas against East Texas.
I will be there, and
the Debo.
And I'll head to Choctaw right afterwards.
Yeah, I've had it.
Yes. Big win for Peaster, dominant District 4-3A.
Yes,
did a lot of shutting out this week, and Vernon is getting healthy at the right time. I know Vernon really wanted that rematch against Peaster because they look like they're about as full health as they can get, and they are locked in on avenging that Peaster loss.
Both of those games are outstanding now.
We need to have all our comments be Step giving us all the games, and I'll just run that the whole time. We won't need to say nothing. Where the next games are.
I love it. Thank you, Step.
Oh, look at that.
There it is. 4 turnovers.
4 turnovers.
4. Whitney against Pottsboro and Commerce, the game you were just talking about, taking on Grandview.
Commerce won with 5 turnovers, so there you go.
How do you come down on a win like that? You got to regroup and get ready for them Zebras.
Yeah, Commerce should be the favorite in that game. Commerce had a really good defensive adjustment. They went with 5 down linemen in the second half, and that really caused Pilot Point trouble. I mean, that game was 34-31 going into half, and after that adjustment, Pilot Point had a really hard time running the ball consistently. After that, held to just 13 points in the second half. So big shout out to Commerce there. Whitney, big win over. We're not going to get my Winsboro Malakoff dream game. No. Instead, we're going to get Whitney and Pottsboro. Pottsboro looks like it has a really good chance to win that one.
And the Zebras, they're scoring, but they're giving up points too.
We're waiting for Wall to go through this region. Am I right? And they're putting up 50 burgers.
Wall's Gunner's worst nightmare after this week. And what about this? All of a sudden, our DFW district with Leonard and Blue Ridge upsetting Jacksboro and Holiday. It is Leonard and Blue Ridge, DFW, beautiful game.
Yes.
My Celeste friends are happy about this one.
And Gunner keeps winning, but we don't feel like they're going to win all their way to the state title because they got to deal with the wall. They're going to run into a wall at some point.
Yes, they are. A stiff one.
All right, let's take a look at 2A Division 1 real quick. Region 2, Hamilton and Price Carlisle go on. Tom Bean falls to Axtell, and De Leon puts up 74 points and beats Frankston, which is a bit of an upset, isn't it?
The Frankston Regional is not happening anymore. We're just going to have to – but I'm still depressed over what we're about to see here.
Honeygrove.
For the second straight year, the Joaquin Rams upset the Honeygrove Indians.
Took it on the old chin.
41-8. Again.
Took it on the old chin.
Beckville and Jewett Leon. Good game.
The last time you'll see this bracket because I have no more interest in these.
You don't have any more interest? All right, good. All right, we still got our up north squads. Collinsville, what's that called there again, Alonzo? Texoma? Collinsville and Lindsay are taking on against each other. Munster's still going on. I always want to call it Munster for Munster cheese, but I ain't going to do it. Munster against Albany. Your thoughts on that game?
I'm excited because we have 3 of the teams in 8-2A are continued on. Albany is that rock hard team that always is there. Can Munster beat him again?
Yeah, it's a pretty good shot game, though. That's the game you wanted to see at the beginning of that bracket, that's for sure.
Well, it's dump time. Time to go to the dump. I appreciate all of you joining us. We can come back after. I don't even know if we're going to stay awake next week because of all that tryptophan and the turkey, but some of us are having Thanksgiving number 2, right, Step? But we're going to tear it up. We're going to give you all the scores that we know of on Friday night and talk about some of the Saturday games as well. Get ready for the dump because it's coming right now.